What's up everyone? Lance Hedrick here again today, and what we're gonna look at is how to pour a swan. Dun, 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 dun. Nice, okay. So joining me today, we have you. You are the special guest, so thank you for joining me. I would ask that you'll take a second, hit the subscribe, the bells, the like, leave a comment saying, "Swanny swans for days, friend." That would be awesome. I don't even know what that means. It just came out of my mouth. But you all rock, and I'm excited to converse with you in the comments below. Anyway, today we're talking about swans, one of the most appealing designs in latte art, what everyone loves to see. Customers freak out about it, baristas love to pour them, they tend to win a lot of competitions, so let's go ahead and deconstruct it today. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, swans are much easier than you think they are. All right, they're not that complex, to be honest with you. All a swan is you're doing a normal design, and you're just drawing a swan neck and a heart for the head. It's very simple. Drawing the neck is what has been the most, I guess, spoken about difficulty of doing a swan. But all you really need to understand is that your stream is a sinkhole and concretization is your best friend, okay? So as essentially what we're getting down to, and I'll show you this in a second, is the neck is where the beauty of the swan comes, okay? You can have a terrible neck and ruin your swan, or you can have a great neck and make it incredible, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and pour a swan. I'm gonna show you two variations of a swan today. I'm gonna show you a Rosetta swan, which is literally, I'm gonna pour Rosetta and then turn it into a swan. And I'm gonna show you a tulip swan, which I'm just gonna stack some layers and make it into a swan by making a neck. All right, you can throw a neck on anything and make it a swan. So we're gonna look at those two today because this is a quick tutorial, not exhaustive, so that people with ADHD like me can watch it in one sitting. All right, let's get going. I'm gonna clap and have espresso and milk ready. And all right, so I'm about to pour this Rosetta Swan, and I want you to know, remember I said concretization is your friend. Once you're near the end of the pour, once you're about 90% full or so, then you have enough concretization to be able to hold lines as if you were drawing with a pencil, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. We're gonna get up close, and here you go. So we lay our base, we're gonna get up in there, and we're gonna start our Rosetta. Okay, now watch this. I come down going high, I get close, and hang the heart. All right, so look at that. Swan, right? Rosetta Swan. So now what we need to look at is how I made this head. So I got up to the top and I used gravity to make a cut down the side of the wing. This will kind of help shift the wing over just a bit by using that. I could have been more stylistic and done a heavier pull down, but you know, that's how, you know, because remember in my Ultimate Guide to Latte Art, we talk about helicopter pull-throughs and we talk about airplane pull-throughs. I could have done more of an airplane type pull-through and really made a crooked wing. I like to leave those spaces open though. I think it looks really neat. But you just pull through like any other design. You're making a pull through, a cut through. But instead of finishing right there to the side, just like you would down the middle for a Rosetta, instead of finishing when we're about 95% full, you get your spout as close to that surface as you can, and you just drag back. I call it the slug trail. You're creating a little slug trail going backwards, all right? So we get that foam to sit on top, you create the slug trail, and then you whip out to the side, and you give a little wiggle to make foam come out, because now we're at full concretization. There's very little malleability left, so that head is not gonna wanna sit there. You gotta wiggle it, force the foam out, and then cut a heart. I like to be stylistic and cut a heart very over to the side. You could go right down the middle, but I like to make it look like there's a side profile going on. Anyway, that is the only difference between a Rosetta and a swan, is that slug trail with a hanging heart. That's it. So you get done, we're literally taking this, we're going forward, 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 and then we're wiggling backwards. We lift, let gravity cut down this side as we go down, then we go back deep and pull back. Now I'm going to show this again in slow motion, and I want you to notice that finishing touch. All right, you ready? Here it goes. So as you saw in the slow motion, I cut down the side, I got my spout as close as possible. I slowed down and I let the final dregs of that foam, that's all that's left really in the pitcher, I let the foam just clump out and made a heart at the top. So you may have seen these fashionable fad type pours where you have, stags and unicorns in your coffee and you're wondering how are people doing that? Well, they're playing with concretization and the dregs of the foam left over in their pitcher. When you have your cup full all the way, there's so much foam sitting there that the foam that's left, you can sit it just on top and use your pitcher as a pencil. And that's all we're really doing here is we're using our pitcher as a literal paintbrush and we are just stroking the neck on, going straight over to the side, wiggle to get foam out for the head, and we're pulling through for the heart. All right? That's all there is to it. Now I'm going to show you real quick the same thing, but what happens if you're going too fast or if you do, and doing it too soon. All right? I want to show you just one mistake, and then we'll move on to the tulip swan. I'm going to get it all ready and... Okay. All right, so what I see a lot of people do is they start their neck too early, trying to rush to get it done. And when you go too early, you don't have enough concretization. So I'm going to do that same pour. You ready? Except I'm coming back and I'm going to do it too early. So as you see, what happens there is when you go too early, there's still so much malleability that you suck the wing down quite a bit. You don't have as much foam, all right? So whenever you're going too fast and you're going too soon, you're going to really ruin that wing. You want that wing to stay the same, so you need it to be more concretized so that your draw-through doesn't completely sink your wing into it with it, all right? And by the end, as you see, there was thinner foam coming out because I had so much milk left. So make sure that when you're pouring, that you are not rushing it, you're not pouring too fast, and that you're getting your spout as close as possible, okay? Very important things to abide by. Other than that, all it is, seriously, is creating whatever shape you're wanting, a rosetta or whatever. You're going to cut through the side, and then you're going to get as close as possible. Watch, I'm going to have more milk. I dumped out the rest of the dense part of my milk, and watch, you can sit here and draw all day on the top, all right? That foam's going to sit on top. Now, there's separation because I still have liquidy milk in there. But you see what I'm saying? It's sitting on top, all right? So you can make this foam sit on top. That's how we're making the neck, getting it as close as possible. I'm going to show you the tulip swan now, and here we go. I'm laying my base, and I'm just going to do a tulip, okay? Just your regular style tulip. I'm just going to go in, push some layers, push some layers. I'm going to start coming back. But watch, I am going to come back to the side just a bit because I'm taking into account that I'll be doing a head. Lift, draw through the side, come down, and there's the head. So you have a tulip swan, and you have the Rosetta swan. All right, all we're doing, yet again, is we're doing our normal design, and then we draw through down the side, not down the center, get as close as we can, come back slowly, don't rush it. If you rush it, not much foam's gonna come out. We're gonna come back slowly, go over to the side, wiggle because the foam will be stubborn to sit on top at the end. Wiggle to force your foam out and do a little side cut through, all right? You can go straight down at first if that's more comfortable, but this is how we're gonna be able to do that nice stylistic head of a swan, but of course, to each their own. So go back, watch that draw through of the head once more, the neck and the head. We're gonna do a slow-mo right here, and boom. Watch how I'm drawing back, go to the side, and make the head of the swan. All right, so that is my quick swan tutorial. Hope you all enjoyed it. We're gonna end on one more pour, just so that, have a little outro fun with one that's an homage to my good friend, Daniel Lee. Miss you, my friend. But we're gonna end out with a swan that he loved to pour dearly. And while doing that, watch the swan, listen to the music, enjoy it, hit the like, subscribe if you didn't listen to me earlier in the video, that would be fantastic. And I hope you all brew something tasty today, and cheers.